Hi guys, today I'm going to be installing the Maxxfan Deluxe on my 144-inch wheelbase Sprinter that I'm going to be converting into a tiny home. This is the 7500K model with the smoke colored lid. 7500K model comes with a 10-speed fan, an electric opening and closing lid. It has controls at the ceiling and an included remote control, and it works as an intake and exhaust fan. Let's get started. So inside the box, there's the fan, and you've got the instructions right there, all of your screws to install the fan, and your electrical connectors. Then you've also got your remote and a holder for it that can be screwed into the wall. And here's the screws for that. And then also comes with 2 AAA batteries for the remote. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is cut a hole in the top of your van in the place that you want your fan to go. And to do that, we're going to be using a 14-inch by 14-inch cardboard template, and I just used the box that the fan came in, and I cut this out. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find the placement and trace around. I'm using a Sharpie just because this is all going to be covered up, but you can use a dry erase marker if you don't want it to leave any marks. So as you can see, I've got a tracing of where my cut is going to be. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this pin punch to mark divots in each one of the corners so that your drill bit has something to bite into before you start drilling. Now you're going to want to take your drill. You're going to want to start with a small drill bit and work your way up to a larger one until you have a hole big enough for your jigsaw blade to fit through. Once you've drilled 4 small holes at all 4 corners, we can now move up to the top and finish up those holes and start cutting. Now that we're on top of the van, you're going to want to take your drill and go up to the next size bit and start making your holes bigger. Now that we finished drilling all the holes, you're going to need a jigsaw, and what I've done is I've put duct tape on the bottom of mine because I don't want to scratch up the roof of my van any more than I have to, and you're going to want to make sure you have a fine-toothed metal jigsaw blade so that you can cut through the steel on your van.
I'm scared. I'm scared. Look at the cut, it's so crooked.
Is it really?
Oh shit! That wasn't supposed to happen. Hopefully the floor is okay.
Now that we've got the hole cut, we're going to see if we can get this piece in. And, well, would you look at that? It fits perfectly. And it fits right between these 2 edges here. So now that we've got our hole cut, you would want to use a file to file it down a bit. And then what I'm going to do is paint over it with this protective enamel paint, just so that rust doesn't set in. You want to clean off all of the metal filings, because if those end up staying on the top of your van, they'll rust and mess up your paint. So now we're gonna start cleaning off this area now that we've fitted the bracket that the fan goes into. I'm using some random hand sanitizer that I found. Use alcohol or acetone, but I'm using this. I'm gonna put it on a paper towel. Just gonna rub it along the edges here because you wanna make sure that it's very clean so that your caulking or lap sealant or whatever you're gonna use is going to stick well to the metal. Next step, you're gonna take the beetle tape, and what I'm gonna do is just put it around the border here, and that's gonna allow for this to stick on, and then also because of the shape of the van, it's gonna allow it to keep it from rocking like this. All right, now that we've got our butyl tape around the edge, we can go ahead and place this on top of it. I press it down on all the sides just to make sure that there aren't any air gaps and no water is gonna get in between that seal. So we'll just go ahead and... Now you're going to want to take all the screws that they provided and first pre-drill holes, since these are not self-tapping screws that it comes with. You can decide to use your own if you want. That would probably be easier to get self-tapping screws, but I'm just going to be using the ones that it came with. So my camera battery died last night, and it was late at night and I wanted to get the rest of this done. Because there's a lot of bugs out here in South Dakota, and even though I am in a barn or shed, I didn't want bugs getting inside my van. So I got the receiving flange installed, and I used the screws that came with the Maxxfan to drill it into the sheet metal, and I used this Dicor lap sealant to go over all of the screws and around the edge of the entire receiving flange for the fan. Now the only thing that's really left to do is to install the Maxxfan onto the receiving flange and screw it into place. So this is the fully installed fan. You can see the lap sealant down there at the bottom is fully dried and it is sealed. Now, as you can see, I failed to clean off all of the metal shavings. So we'll see what happens, because I am not going to rip this all back up and redo it. One thing I should probably mention is the fact that I've seen a lot of people make a wood bracket to go around the fan on the inside so that the screws have something to drill into, and so that the fan and the wood together are pinching together on the van sheet metal to give it a more tight and secure fit. I just didn't do it because I'm stupid. So that pretty much sums it up for this video. Thanks for staying and watching the whole video if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Man, it's cold in here. I need to get back in the house.